both of them? Is that right?
No, we're still gonna have it. It's just we're not gonna have joint ones.
So what we're saying is that the Tuesday, December 6th one
It's
is
just a regular meeting at 11.
Gotcha.
the regular meeting at 11, but not the joint one at 9.
So can we talk about Tuesday, December 13th for a second, which currently reads joint with council?
That one's gone.
Gone.
Yeah, we're only doing the regular meetings for 2022. That's what we just said.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is we have the 5K logo contest that we had said we would, that week, we would kind of choose a winner. So do we need to have a meeting that week that's not joint, just a regular meeting with all of us to go over the submissions, or?
Can we not do it at this meeting?
We're not doing the 6th.
We can if I move the deadline up for when the submissions are due.
I would just move them up to have them due Monday, December 5th, and then we'll look at them all on the 6th.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if nothing's gone out and we can still change
Yeah,
that
it hasn't
easily.
gone out.
Yeah,
Okay.
then I would just change that.
It's okay. So we'll scratch the joint meetings from 2022. Keep the regular meeting on December 6th, and you can kind of see the pattern for 2023. This is the 2023 is not ready to be adopted yet, but I'll come back with something in like a month or two. As far as the pattern for 2023, do you guys just want to plan on one joint meetings, maybe in April or something, or?
Maybe the March that you already have on there would be good.
Yeah.
But do you need one with each board? That's what I'm asking, just so I can prepare.
I don't think Parks, Rec, and Greenway cares at this point.
I like your honesty.
They were very much like, we don't really want to have much to do with it this year, just give us they're going to have meetings and they're going to be bringing it back to us, so I just don't think we need it. Maybe we do a joint meeting in April and just do one big one with us, Parks, Rec, and Greenway, and Council. And we do one in April, and that's basically like our final, like, okay,
Putting all heads together,
just
final.
Are we all good with everything? Anybody need help with anything?
Right.
And we'll just pick a date maybe in April for all three.
Okay.
Is April early enough for that if there's any difficulties or things that need to be addressed?
I'd say it's gonna have to be early April because we only have one meeting in April because of spring break.
Do you just want to do a joint meeting instead of the regular meeting for this committee in April then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do it April.
It
do
would.
it at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, on April the 4th.
Well, it would be 11, or well, unless you're going to take out the PRG meeting for that month.
Why don't we just
She wants to
do
do
it
it at
in
all
lieu
three.
of?
What I mean is you're cutting PRG's entire agenda for the month if you're doing it at 9. They won't have a regular meeting.
I think that's okay because this would probably be the bulk of their agenda.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think we have.
Yeah,
I don't think at that point in the spring we don't have a lot going on then.
Keep in mind you got that master plan coming and Part F grant.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, it should all be done.
by
It
then.
should.
I could
Yeah.
squeeze
We
it
can-
in at the beginning if I had to.
We can keep it as the same time as a regular meeting at 11 for now, and then change it later if we need to. Because this isn't ready to be adopted yet. This is just so I can plan ahead for now.
I think more than likely it's the PRG meeting for April,
I do too.
and then it just,
And we can always add that as an agenda item because council's going to want input on that anyway. So
Exactly.
that might be a good opportunity for Parks, Rec, and Greenway and council to talk about that Part F grant too.
finalize it.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be close to the last step at that point.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'd say
Thanks for being the
10.
Debbie Downer though.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else there, Austin?
I just need you all to now adopt the schedule for 2022
So I need a motion to
I
adopt.
make a motion to adopt the 2022 schedule
as amended.
as amended.
Further
Second.
discussion? We'll need a second. Further discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
I don't know why you guys have seconds in Parks, Rec, and Greenway and Planning Board. All right.
There's
Next
3 of
up.
us.
Update on Marvin Day venue decisions and date. Jill, this is you.
Okay, so this was in your packet. Hopefully you read it, but you were there, village council meeting, and you were not. But basically, we discussed that the Marvin Ridge High School is off the table because they will not commit to a date. So the decision was made after a little back and forth and discussion to keep the date of June 3rd and try to utilize the park in Marvin Elementary School. So it's going to have to be potentially a scaled down version of Marvin Day. So that was just information only.
Okay.
Any thoughts, questions, nothing?
I do have one statement. I did reach out to the high school to see if the car show could still be conducted there because people have concerns. I think Joe has some concerns, and the band president has a little bit of concerns. I've actually invited her to come to a couple of these meetings just so we can have that liaison. She couldn't come to this meeting, so she's gonna come to our next one, but the school has said that they can do the car show that day.
Oh, perfect.
So
On June 3rd.
there's the potential for, we're gonna let the band decide, because we're kind of trying to be hands off on that, so we'll let them decide, and we'll go over that in just a little bit, but potentially there could be another off-site location just for the car show.
That sounds good.
But that's
Alright.
more ran by Marvin Ridge and not us.
It's run by the band boosters.
Yeah.
Okay, do we need to talk about that? Because I don't see where else we're gonna talk about that.
We do. I actually have, let's see.
I'm not sure else where we would talk about that.
Can we talk about it in item 3? Because they're,
We can talk about it in 4, actually.
okay.
Okay, that's good. All right, any other decisions and date? Nope, okay. Next up, discussion of utilizations of Marvin Elementary and Sandy Ridge. Oh, I love the idea of using Sandy Ridge. Why didn't we think of that before?
Okay, so that's what I want to discuss because, first off, we can probably expand Marvin Elementary School a little bit more. Last time we just rented like the bus parking lot and did that area, but they do have that whole other side with the playground and the fields. Derek and I had talked about utilizing that space more. It would get us more parking as well. Plus, we also have the inside gym that we could rent just for, I don't know, we'll get creative. But we had talked about the art show potentially being at Marvin Ridge High School in conjunction with the car. So I'm just trying to like expand this discussion a little bit to say, is there more? Right now, my concern is that we're cramming too much at the park. And so what can we maybe move over to the elementary school? And then can we incorporate Sandy Ridge as another location, potentially the car show, for instance, move some things over there so that we have another location, we have more parking. But I also like the idea of it being so close to the chimneys. I feel like we would get a lot of people just kind of walking over. I mean, it's kind of annoying because they're not Marvin residents, but
We're trying to
working
annex
on
them.
it. So,
Yeah,
anyway,
if we can convince them that it's something they want to participate in, sure.
just would love to hear some thoughts because the elementary schools, we don't have this issue of them being non-committal with rentals the way we do at the high schools.
Okay, so you're talking about not cramming too much stuff in the park.
Mm-hmm.
So we're taking away one location that had the car show,
In the
the concert, obviously fireworks.
And we were gonna do like we had talked about doing
Doing
like
the
a
art
big
show
art
around
show
the-
at school
okay.
as well.
So, which, if you're gonna have the car show, you can probably still have the art portion of it because you're still gonna.
We
be
hadn't made a final
utilizing-
decision in any event on where to put the art stuff.
Have
We
you
were-
thought of that anymore?
Well, I've thought about it a number of times. I can't say as I've come up with a solid decision. There are pros and cons for each, and so it really depends. Now, especially now where things are moving around. So any thoughts I might have had on that might be moot now. So I won't go into detail on that. But it is an option if we're moving off of the high school parking lot and the car show thing is moving elsewhere. We don't have to keep those wedded.
So do you want to wait for the band to make a decision if they're going to do the high school before we
Well,
start?
even regardless of the band, one thought was, do we utilize Sandy Ridge for the concert? And it's like a grass concert where you bring your chairs and your blankets, and we've got plenty of parking. It would be within good viewing distance of the fireworks if we use the same property. And if we run out of parking, we could do overflow at the school potentially. Is it too far of a walk?
Is it possible to put like a map up there on that TV?
I'd have to
I'm just
wire
looking it up
in.
on my
but-
phone.
Why can't, what is the point of having a TV in here if we can't hook into it?
I mean, I don't have what you guys got one up here ready on my computer site. What do you
Yeah,
what do you
yeah.
what do you want me to put up there? I'm also taking minutes on here, so
Sandy Ridge.
Jill, can I wire your computer in? That way I can still take minutes. You just plug that in and then we turn on the TV.
I don't know if I have an HDMI port on this dinosaur.
On the back, maybe?
What?
It'd be
Is
on
that
the-
the USB? Or-
Where would the concert be, Jill?
I mean, I was just throwing the idea of maybe Sandy Ridge being the concert location instead of the park.
They've got to have some sort of playground, field, track area.
It doesn't look that big, but
There you go.
It doesn't look that big to
Oh,
me
okay.
from
So now-
GIS. I don't know.
Yeah, so my son went to
Someone
Sandy
broke
Ridge briefly.
Just look at the satellite view.
Yeah, it's all in the back too.
You can go to GIS if you don't want
Unless
to
they
do
own
Marv,
that,
if you don't want to do
Oh,
Google Maps.
Okay, that's fine. I was doing.
I don't know who owns that. Is that part of the school?
I know where the school
So when the school does events, they usually
also
use
really
that
close to
property
Cedar Hill
between
Farm.
Waxhaw Marvin
Yes,
Road
that's
and
the
the
one.
school proper.
That's Board of Education.
But it's very, not all of it's flat.
What are you talking about using that land for?
Well, I just know that when Sandy Ridge runs events,
Mhm.
like their fun run and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
they use this.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Board of Education property.
Yeah, and so I would assume that would be the primary spot. Not all of it is level, but there is a big.
And there are a boatload of fire ant hills in there.
Yes, there are.
What are you talking about using that space for? Then?
We were just talking about using Sandy Ridge, and I'm just
Mm.
saying it because it seemed like people were concerned how much
Mm.
space they actually had available to use. And as far as I know, that's all they ever use. So I don't know.
We can't.
I'm wondering, what about this? This, see where my mouse is? This
Yes.
area right here, is that Cedar Hill? You think? Is that part of their property?
Go to GIS.
Those look like pastures.
we
on
have
the
to. Yeah, I have to
bottom.
check GIS.
Go to GIS and then we can pull it up and look.
I think that is private property.
What's her name again? You know, the,
Guzinski. Or something like that.
Kaczynski.
I think it's with a G.
That's the Unabomber.
10.
That's Kaczynski.
Yeah, it is. That's Kaczynski.
so that is her property?
Yes, it is. That's part of Cedar Hill.
All right, so,
What is that Cedar Hill? Yeah, it
I
is.
think so,
yeah,
yeah.
it is. That's her property.
That's probably like horse pasture with pig.
Well, my concern is the amount of parking
Yeah.
at Sandy Ridge.
And you can also
Marvin Elementary has a lot more parking than Sandy Ridge.
you also can't launch fireworks on school property, so you'd have to figure out
no,
where
they
to
would be
launch.
launched at the same place as
Okay.
G lovers.
Because the chimney's got a great show, from what I heard
Yeah.
on Facebook.
They said on next door, thank you to whoever put on this fireworks show for us. I'm like, oh my god.
All right, so not enough parking here is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean that
It is not a big lot.
Significantly less parking than what Marvin Elementary has.
Okay.
Unless the
It must be
chimneys
it must
would
be
let us
horrible
park
trying to get in and out of there
their
during school
neighborhood.
time.
All right,
It's
well,
not fun.
I mean, there's still an opportunity potentially to see if there's any value in using it for
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah, I mean, if we find we need some overflow and that's kind of right sized.
But
But I don't see a lot of. I think you're going to draw a huge amount of people from the chimneys that will just go over. I mean, whatever you put there, they'll just saunter over because
Mhm.
that's what they do there.
but I also just don't want to like throw stuff there just to get people
Just
from
to
the
throw it there.
chimneys.
Right, because they'll just go over and they'll take advantage of whatever's there and then they'll walk back home.
Okay, so all right.
So it's a thought, but maybe not for the concert. But is there a benefit, I guess, to looking into its availability?
I
just
would
in case?
I would find out if they're available, what we can utilize,
Mhm.
what it's going to cost,
Mhm.
and just if it's available.
Question: If we decided what the 5K route's going to be,
Probably similar to last year.
so we are still going to do that for Marvin Elementary. Because I was going to say you could theoretically, if it's a smaller space, you could move the 5K and the health fair there, and use Marvin Ridge High for parking, and you just shut down Crane Road if you're going to use that for the fun run.
No, I like
But-
utilizing the trails and stuff over here.
Yeah, I don't want to try to shut down Crane Road. I mean, it's done for the run
Yeah.
edge, but
I'd much rather keep like what we have and utilize the trails, and we've got more trails that we can utilize more of now.
With Sandy Ridge, though, you're close enough to Marvin Ridge, you can use Marvin Ridge for parking if you want to rent the rent their parking lot.
that space right
With a
there is not super walkable. There's
Mhm.
like that gully and like that tree, like it's not great there.
All right.
But I would find out if it's available.
Okay.
Then we have options.
Sure.
So, this does cause a little bit of problem because I do have on y'all's agenda tonight, the firework contract, which is located at the park. So,
Oh,
we're
Is
gonna
it?
have to figure out,
we're shooting them off at the park?
Can we not always just amend the location?
we probably can, but if we're if we're agreeing to a contract, we need to have that figured out just in case.
Well, find that out. Find out if we can always change the location.
Hold on, we're shooting off at the park?
Yeah.
Where?
Down by the water.
By the water.
Oh, Walden Pond is gonna love that.
They should join Marvin and have a say then.
Fan.
Oh Lord,
They're gonna
But
love
so,
it.
poking the bear.
Poke away, baby.
I thought the
love-
fireworks were still at the same place, but that makes sense.
Okay, so fireworks park.
I'll ask and find out.
And then
But we do need to, like, pick stuff because, and stick with it, because when we start changing things, it does change a lot of different contracts, and it could potentially,
I don't see this area here being big enough for the concert.
Mm-hmm, it's not.
Which means that we can't have the fireworks over at the Glovers.
And we don't see Marvin Elementary School being big enough for the concert either.
No, and I don't know where we'd put them off over there either. Because we definitely, I mean, I could not see the fireworks from my house. So I'm not sure Marvin Elementary you'd be able to see them.
Well, where are the fireworks shot off on 4th of July that I could...
That's Firethorn.
Firethorn.
No, that's on one side, but if I turn around and look the other direction,
Oh, I don't know where that one was.
it always looks like it's coming from the school.
Could be
Marvin
some
Creek had
incorporated.
one. Could have been Marvin Creek.
Did Marvin Creek have their own? Then that's what it
Yeah.
was, because Marvin Creek's right behind me.
so,
But I have no idea.
Just
where they're
find out
sitting.
if we can,
Okay.
if we need to.
okay.
I think it's probably gonna stay at the park where the
Okay.
concert's gonna be. We shut down the park. It's walkable. We have shuttles.
Okay.
Okay. So we're utilization of Marvin Elementary and Sandy Ridge. Okay, so do we need to talk about what's gonna be at Marvin Elementary?
We already
Yeah.
did. We just kind of talked, I was asking questions about whether we thought Marvin Elementary would be big enough for this and that. But the working groups can kind of discuss if they
Okay.
have any ideas from relocating a couple things.
Okay. All right, so anything else for 3 then?
I don't think so.
All right, moving on to 4, discussion of changes to working groups. Jill, you again.
Me again. We have to kind of shuffle some people around because, well,
If we change locations?
we changed locations,
Yeah.
and so
And we lost
I think
Dan.
Christina had the idea of just splitting the park into 2 working groups, an AM and a PM. Basically, the group that was Marvin Ridge High School is now Marvin Eford Park PM. Yeah, I don't know where that email went. I sent it. I was like, oh, there's a typo in Bob wanted to be at the park. So, obviously also with Dan Wilson's resignation, he's in yellow because we would potentially need someone else for that spot.
We have an applicant.
So Bob wanted to go to PM, so we'll move him.
Yeah, Mark Elise.
Joe can be the one for that, but yeah, we just need,
Who's getting moved to where?
I'll fix it.
Okay.
On the Marvin Elementary School, we need to replace Dan Wilson.
Mhm.
And everything else should stay the same except for Mark Elise moving over to PM.
Deb does not have I mean, she doesn't necessarily need one, but I'm just saying she's not in a working group at all.
We could put her on with Joe.
Yeah, I'd say throw her at the elementary school. Why does Bob not want to be at the elementary school?
It's not that he doesn't, he had just expressed, he was very interested in helping with the concert this year. So when he got moved over, I just reminded her that he really wanted to be involved in that.
Okay.
I don't know why.
So do you guys want to just take,
Probably because he knows that everybody else is going to do the work for it.
do you guys have a recommendation for PRG
That's
For
fine.
what?
for the elementary school to replace Dan?
I'd say it to his
Oh.
face.
You
What?
have a,
We have an applicant for that position.
We do?
Yeah.
No.
Who is it? Are you allowed to say?
What are you talking
You
about?
said you need a replacement for Dan.
There
We
is
have.
we have an applicant for the
Oh,
open
and you're just
open
gonna put him
spot.
here?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's Jennifer Barbara if she gets appointed.
Gotcha.
She'd be happy. I'm sure she'd be happy to serve.
okay, so we'll just put TBD, new PRG member.
Yep.
Is that on tonight's agenda?
They're going to talk about it briefly tonight. They're going to appoint a work session.
Now I guarantee because Austin's like, let's put it on the agenda, and I said, Austin, this is not on the agenda. I'm not talking about it now. I'll tell you later.
Okay, so potentially Barbara.
Yeah.
Is it Barbara or Barbie?
Barbara, Jennifer
Okay.
Barbara. Barbara's the last name.
Okay.
More Jennifers. Gotta love those
Perfect.
settings.
Okay.
Good.
Are y'all
Okay,
good on-
any other
are
changes
y'all
to
good
the
on-
working groups?
No, but did y'all want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, we need to. Our agenda needs to be a little more Like, we probably just need to have a one that just says, just discuss events, because we don't even have anything on here.
What do we need to discuss?
Well, I mean, was this our whole meeting? Like,
Well,
like,
don't-
I,
That's the
I,
items that
We
were
have to
submitted.
review last time's action items still, which I have a couple that I completed.
Cool.
that's this week's action item. I don't have,
Do you want an ongoing action item list? 'Cause-
we probably need one.
Okay, that's something I have to know about.
Yep.
Put it
So,
down.
I also want to talk about this, is like the assignment, so we can start
That's,
dishing out things.
that's what I'm talking about. Like, we need to have just something that's, so do we want to suspend the rules and add an item? Because really, that's what we should do.
Yes.
Second.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to suspend the rules and add an item under items of discussion number 5,
Mhm.
Marvin Day
Assignments.
assignments / events. Yeah, assignments.
What about previous meetings, action items?
We can just do an ongoing list when we do
Yeah.
action items.
Okay, so I need a, okay,
You made the motion.
I made the motion. Okay, further discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so now we're on to number 5, sorry. Just put one generic topic, like if it's not so specific, just do one generic topic of just Marvin Day event / assignment /
Mhm.
ongoing events, and that'll be a good catch-all.
Just remember, this guys to submit me stuff for that.
I'll
Yep.
take care of it.
Okay. All right. Go, Christina. You want to talk about this on the back?
Yeah, it's just something we kind of put together with the subcategories at each location.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I still love the Friday night idea.
and staff had also had the idea of the village hall meet and greet being,
I think that's perfect.
Okay.
Didn't we talk about that at our last meeting too?
Vaguely, I think, yeah, I think it was mentioned.
I think
Because
that's
that doesn't sound totally new
I
to
think
me.
it's a great idea.
So
Moving
Friday
to
night
Friday.
is
Yeah.
garden tours, art tours, if we can put that together,
Yep.
and
Meet and greet here.
and meet and greet here, which gets everybody out of their house. The only reason I'm a little iffy about the art tours is that any artists that are going to be packing up their stuff to bring to show are maybe not going to want to be putting stuff out, and the whole like visiting a person's home to like, unless they're exhibiting their stuff outside. Like I have a 6-foot deep, 20-foot long porch, so that was easy. But inviting people into your home, it was sort of an issue for people at this last one.
We put it out there and see what kind of response.
That's
Yeah,
what
we
I
can,
said. I
we
say
can.
let's invite
Well, let's invite people to do it.
And if they don't want to, don't like the idea, then they don't have
Then,
to.
because a garden tour, everybody stays on the outside, and we
Yeah.
know what we're getting into.
Do you want?
So that's the only reason I just wanted to qualify why I was saying if we can put that together.
Yeah, I mean, I say
But I think
let's
garden
ask.
tours and
Yeah.
village meet and greet for sure,
I do too. I think
and
that's a great idea.
we'll see what we can attract.
Okay.
Okay.
so the Marvin Elementary, those are kind of the subcategories. I added Winter Guard because after speaking with the band, she, do y'all know anything about this? Winter
Nope.
Guard, what it is? Apparently
No.
there's like they're world renowned, like
Is this what Joe talks about all the time?
Yes.
I don't know a whole lot about it, but they're the ones that are kind of like, what's the,
Color
Color
guard.
guard.
kind of like that, but not exactly Color Guard.
That's fine.
Okay.
She will have to explain it in more detail, but she said they could do like a nice presentation. Apparently there's some type of championship that happens right before this, so she felt like it would be a good opportunity for them to kind of showcase what they do. So there'll be a lot of people there. We could do something with them at the Marvin.
So currently,
Just have a question.
go ahead.
Oh, the Friday night kickoff and the village hall meet and greet, what working group does that fall under?
It,
Great question.
Because it's kind of in sort of assigned to me, it looks to me like it is the Marvin Effort Park AM. Because it's got Gen Z for Friday night. Look at your flip.
And it's got None and Camp and Colt. So I'd say,
Okay.
also say Village Hall Friday. Is that good, Derek?
Which one?
Just add Village Hall Friday to the Marvin Eford Park AM. Because it's got None and Camp, Christina, Jen,
Austin.
Ouchton.
I'll be here.
So
Christina wants her wine and cheese.
last year, we should have wine and cheese at the meet and greet.
That's what I told her.
Yeah.
It's Christina's idea.
Yeah. Okay, so let's write
Got
that
all
down.
this
Let's
leftover wine.
write that down somewhere. Wine and cheese. Okay. So for the Marvin Elementary School, last year we had just the gym and that side of the parking lot.
Correct.
So I would say go ahead and reserve all of the grounds because I think we can absolutely utilize it all. So we're gonna have the 5K and the fun run, the DJ, he was great by the way. The health fair, concessions. Who's doing the concessions? Like I know who's doing all
The
this.
working group will figure it out, but it's
Okay.
probably gonna
All
end
right.
up being Boy Scouts. type deal.
Bloodmobile, portable bathrooms, whatever. I say we have a bounce house here.
We can. We can't. Not allowed on school property. We tried last year.
Legit?
Legit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They don't allow anything
CPS
fun.
property will allow any inflatables at all. It's a bummer. There's other type of rentals we could do,
Okay.
like
Now, if we wanted to go
could do some
big,
games or something.
there's like a Ninja Warrior course, like a mobile Ninja Warrior course.
Ooh, set that up on the
I
field.
thought they would allow that too.
That just sounds like a
It's
liability.
not inflatable, but it's.
It's not inflatable, but might as well be. I mean,
Right.
the risk is, it's a company out of Huntersville. What was that, like $2,000-$3,000?
That'd be awesome.
Or maybe like
Yeah.
a rock.
I know. I'm
One
just
of those-
imagining that set up on the field or
So
something.
that
That's
would
That's
be
ingenious.
amazing.
That group can explore options, let's put it that way.
Okay. Isn't that my group?
Does that
Oh,
group
it's
know
your
that?
That's our group.
Our group. Our group will explore some options there.
Oh man, I have to go to another meeting?
Which one?
This one?
No, you can
Don't
just
we
be
all?
informed.
I know, but okay, hold on, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. High school, car show, hopefully the band's gonna take care of that and hopefully they're gonna take care of the food trucks.
I need to talk about that.
Okay, we'll do it.
Okay, so, y'all didn't know this as far as like, PRG and cancel, but we had a lot of issues last year with the food trucks. I won't get into detail, but it was to the point where we cringed when we heard the word food truck. So we wanted to propose the idea to let the band do the concessions if we were going to keep the concert at the high school. I said that to the band person when we were talking about the car show because they still wanted food trucks there. She basically told me that they've never done food trucks before. They would still want us to coordinate the food trucks at the car show.
That's a liar, because they did it the year before that.
Well, that's what
Sorry.
Joe said. So I said, we don't mind helping you to learn the process, like to go through it. We'll give you our contacts, anything you need. So we personally don't want to do it. I'm not saying we won't do it, but we don't feel comfortable doing it. So she said that they were having an event on the 17th. It was like a battle of the bands where they were going to do their own concessions, see how it goes. If it didn't go well, they would still want our help to either get the food trucks secured and figured out, or B, to, I'm not sure, somebody just walked in the door, or B, to have volunteers to help serve food, prepare food, get food, and for us to pay for the food in advance.
Hunter.
17th of what?
This month.
Is when they're having a battle
Yeah.
of bands?
So that'd be Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I absolutely had to, I could probably help procure a couple food trucks, but I'm not gonna put the Village of Marvin on the hook for any minimums that these food trucks might have.
Well, that's what I told her.
So
I
they
told her
gotta
all that
be-
stuff. So she's gonna, long story short, we may have to extend some resources out there. We'll find out more details after this weekend. She's supposed to let us know.
I just
Either
don't know that we
way,
benefit from this car show that much at
Yeah.
all. Like, why? I don't know why we're helping them at all. We don't. They make a ton of money for their program. I get that it's Marvin and everything, but like, we don't really benefit much.
I think it's
from
a
it.
draw to get people to come out and do other things that have to do with Marvin Day.
So maybe
It
the
just
time
helps.
can be shifted to post lunch
The
so that we
appeal
can
of
just
the
have
event.
snacks.
so I don't, I
Listen,
can,
they did food trucks 2 years ago on their own, 3 years ago
Yeah.
on their own. So this whole thing
Yeah.
that we've never done food trucks is not accurate.
and I
Yeah.
think that goes to, they change presidents every year. So when she says we've never done them, I think she's never done them,
Yeah.
not they. So.
Well, I mean, listen, if they don't want to have food trucks at the car show, they don't have to.
I say at this, and that was what I
We're
was going to
gonna have
clarify. Is
beer.
at this point we're not having the concert there,
No.
and we're not having
anything.
any other things there.
No.
So if they run the car show concurrent with Marvin Day,
They
it
need
kind of
to handle
sounds
it all.
like that's their own
Yeah,
gig.
I
And
agree.
if they want to get food there, that's up to them.
Well,
We need them at the park anyway.
Yeah, we're going to need them at the park anyway.
Cause
I would concur with that statement, but that's really up to you guys for
Yeah,
y'all
I
to say
think
that.
that's fine.
Yeah,
I
that's just what it's
agree.
sounding like to me now that the whole concept of moving everything off of Marvin Ridge's campus is in place. If they want to run a car show concurrent with this event, then that's yay for them.
So do you think that's gonna be the opinion of the board? Because I know that the board really wanted to help the band,
Okay, really?
at least one or two members.
Yeah.
So-
I do. I think that's going to be the consensus. But I'm not sure. Like, are we not making these decisions? Are we not the Marvin Day Committee?
I mean,
And coming back and
Yeah.
bringing back?
we can certainly give her some ideas. She can try to partner with Jersey Mike's or Nothing But Cakes. She can probably get a little push cart for slushies like they had last year. She could reach out to Chick-fil-A, see if they want to sell sandwiches. I mean, there's options besides food trucks that we could recommend to her, but.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
I
if
just-
it was so difficult before, it sounds reasonable to me that if all they're doing is hosting the car show and it largely only benefits them,
Oh, it only benefits them.
then
Which is
we could help them,
fine.
like Jill just said, with links or, with
Yeah.
guides, but I don't think
But
we
let's
should be
just wait
taking
and
that
see
off.
what happens on the 17th with their battle
Too
of
many
bands and
resources to expend.
rediscuss at our
Well,
next meeting.
so let me just say that though, because even if it goes well, she's gonna need volunteers, and I already told her, I said, look, I'm just being realistic. We had a problem finding volunteers for ourselves. I don't know how realistic it's gonna be.
They're gonna,
They have a band program.
there is 1,000 options. Like the entire band.
And all the parents. I mean,
and all of the parents.
I would make it like, if you're a band kid and you're a band parent, you're expected to come volunteer at this. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year.
Do y'all all agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think food's on them if they want it
Sounds
at
like
that
this is
event.
a new lady and she's just panicking. And
So we'll just let we'll let the board know,
Yeah, we'll let the
that
board
we're
know
just gonna take a back stance and we're not
Yeah.
really gonna be involved other than helping to
to promote it.
and
Promote
holding
it.
their
It is-
hand
it
maybe,
is-
but that's it.
It is part
Okay,
of
so I
Marvin
do have
Day.
to bring up one thing though before we draw this hard line. Just remember, some of our premier sponsors really liked and wanted to have their booths at the car show, like Jones Home. So we just have to be a little cognizant of that because I was able to ask Eric, like, hey, can you do me a favor and treat my sponsor like a VIP, schmooze them, let them know where they're gonna be until I get there, and he was cool with that. But I'm just saying, if we kind of draw this hard line like y'all are on your own, and we have a sponsor that's like, I want to be at the car show, I could see her being like, nope, you know?
We can be nice about it. We can just
No,
say,
they're
No, I
not. They're
know,
not
but-
talking to our sponsors, by the way.
No, but like
We
the
will be
sponsor
talking
wanted to
to-
be at the car show because of the traffic. They thought it was going to be the best place for them, so. we
That
can
may
still
shift
do
now.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I get what you're saying. I mean, if that's their choice, we want the sponsor to be happy.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be able to have sponsors at the car show. I don't think,
why?
because it's for the car, I mean, it's just the car show.
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, like, it's something we need to consider. If we just treat this as a completely separate thing, then we don't mention to any sponsors that the car show is even an option for them to be.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's
Well-
gonna be at the park.
I think what Jill is saying is there's a revenue opportunity that we don't want to just disregard. Like if there's $5,000 that wants to be at a car show, like they get to be there and we get the money.
But are we gonna be allowed to let sponsors set up at the car show?
Well, I think that's what she's saying is like we don't
If we
don't
massage
need
this
to complete.
relationship.
Yeah. We gotta kind of
But it's
maintain
not up
some
to the
sort of
band.
bridge there.
It's not up to the band if we're there. It's up to the school. That's my question.
I mean, like, we can't just like kick our way into their event. We're like, hey, you're on your own. This is your event.
Well,
But we want to have
No,
a
I mean, if
sponsor
we-
there.
Well, in exchange for us marketing it.
Right, we're gonna promote it, so.
Yeah, like there's a little bit of communication and
The-
working together.
If we're allowed to have, if we're concerned about that, it sounds like we are. If we're concerned about that and we want to have that option for sponsors, then before we move down that road of having that conversation with the band, we need to find out from the school if we are allowed to set up in the parking lot. Or do you think they give a shit who sets up at the parking lot?
They don't care as
I
long
think
as
if
it's
it's the
rented.
band's event, it's up
So-
to them to
Okay.
let us.
I think y'all are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think basically what we need to make sure we do, we want to draw the line in the sand, but we also want to massage the relationship and help as much as we can.
Yeah.
Not be an asshole about it, but
Mhm.
say, hey, we can help
I
you.
don't know who said to be an asshole about it.
Is this recorded?
Yeah.
Oh God, yes. Lord, yes.
Straight from the rest.
I forgot to start. I forgot to record the first 5 minutes, but everything is.
Yeah,
here.
we need to get you that censor button and then the time delay.
So just basically making sure that we maintain that relationship and say it nicely that we're going to help you.
And we can be very diplomatic up front and say, we can't really commit to food trucks, but we've got some ideas for you to consider, and we want to help promote your event. We'll put it on our flyer, we'll put it on the website. In exchange, we may have a sponsor that I ask for a booth spot
Yeah.
for.
Well,
and
Jill,
tell them right up
I'd
front.
really like for you guys to arrange volunteers for us to cook all of this food that we're going to be selling.
No.
Well, I mean, I've already told her that we had a hard enough time.
I mean,
Well, I think
that's
the
gonna
crux
be
of the
a nice
matter
ask.
here is that
That's
we
what
just
food
don't want to be
trucks are
involved
for.
in food. So we can still massage the rest of the relationship and be like, no, we're not handling food there.
So
I mean, that really sounded
One-
like what we were talking about,
one
right?
other thing that they mentioned, and this is an area where we can massage that relationship, is they want us to pay for, or at least some of, the food up front.
No.
What food?
Whatever they're buying and cooking, that's a hard no.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's where we're like, no, we're not participating in the food.
These people are paying $25, $35, $50 per car to just park their car and flip the hood open. Why do we need to pay anything? Their car show is a revenue model for them.
No.
I mean, I don't know. That's just what she said. So I'm just, if
That's a no.
we're
for me.
willing to
No.
do that, or at
We're
least a
not.
portion of it, then
We're
we
not.
can- Okay.
We're going to use our money that we raise for our stuff. Sorry.
Or,
Yeah, so I
or
think-
she's
yeah.
welcome to go the food truck route.
Well,
and I'll connect her with my guy if she
I think
wants.
she didn't mean like us pay for the food, just meaning like us to front the money, they pay us back afterwards, is what she was
No.
referring. So
That's too much. That's too much logistical
Well,
crap
we already last year
that you
had
guys have to run around and do.
and we're
No.
probably gonna have to do it again. We already had to front them the money to pay for their off-duty officers because they do not have roll call accounts, and it's all done through roll call. So we fronted, we paid, they reimbursed us. I'm willing to do that again for them because they are gonna need off-duty. It's a requirement to use the school, but I don't wanna front anything else. I wonder if they have the same treasurer. I'm curious.
all right, so we all in agreement on that?
I hope so.
So I will communicate that to her.
Okay.
And do you want to communicate to Joe?
Figure I'll do it tonight. Okay, Marvin Efer, or keep going off-site, Firethorn, that's still me, I'm fine, we're good there.
Hey, what will that look like this year? 'Cause it won't be on member guest weekend,
No,
right?
so I have had a conversation with, Jill, and, not this Jill, and we met, we talked, and she is gonna have, it is basically like going to be like a true open house for them. So it is gonna be at the clubhouse, it's gonna be, she said 9 to 3. They're gonna have food trucks, they're gonna have, like, kinda like they did for the 4th of July, which they probably had 1,500 people there. It was absolutely insane. They're going to set up some stuff with the tennis pro way. They're going to set up stuff with Rick, the golf pro. Like they've got like this, like they're going to set up putting contest. So it's going to be, she said they're going to have a DJ, probably some bounce houses for the kids. So it will be like a true open house event, advertising event for Firethorn.
That's cool. They don't need us?
So, no.
Wow.
So as I continue to get more information, and hopefully we'll get a flyer, to advertise that, I'll keep you guys posted on it.
So really, their gig is that they're just piggybacking off of, they're hosting an open house for their own benefit with all their own stuff. They're just piggybacking off of our marketing.
Yep.
And coordinating
How
the
it
date.
should be.
Yeah.
Would would the course be open?
I would assume so. And maybe they'll offer some
I'm just wondering, like
guest-
right there by the tees that are close, could we do like a long drive or like a
I mean,
like
you
the
could-
closest to the pin?
well, that's what I'm saying. They're going to set up a putting contest of some sort. And then you can, I am sure that they would probably do some sort of long drive contest at the range.
The range is so hard to dictate because it's down a hill.
Yeah. I mean, I'll ask.
I'm
I'll see
excited
what,
about that. That sounds really cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
too
gonna
bad we
it's
won't
gonna
get
be
to
like
see it.
it's gonna be really good.
I know, right? Well, I'll be
We just
busy
get-
elsewhere.
Wait a minute, I'm pretty sure that the people that are at the Marvin Elementary School working group need to be involved at that
Is this
fire
fire
thing.
thing?
Staff
Yes.
get a preview like Friday
Especially
night.
if they're giving out mimosas again that morning.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have, some bars set up and everything, but they really want it to be a true, like, open house
Open house.
opportunity to sell the club, show their member, we're supposed to be getting a new chef, so show off some of that stuff, but also have some food trucks and stuff there too, so.
Cool.
Yep, I'll keep you guys posted. I actually need to reach out to her and just set up another meeting, make sure we're still moving along.
Because I would love to beef up the website, the portion for them, and,
Yeah.
and list all the stuff they're gonna have
Yeah.
there. Which is
Yeah.
Once we have updates for the website, just tell me what you want changed in that. I can do that in a good hour and a half, depending on how much you want changed.
a lot.
I knew that was coming.
Okay. T-shirts.
Do y'all have any,
Dry fit.
No.
do y'all have any changes to what we had last year?
I like our
Yes.
shirts.
There's a soft version of the
That would be
Gildan.
awesome.
I mean, the design itself.
Oh, I got you.
Yes, we already talked about this in the last one. Didn't we talk about making the logo bigger,
Full
center of
front.
the chest or something?
Yeah.
Full front.
Keeping the back the same. I feel like in our
Well,
last
the
meeting we talked about it.
staff, council, etc. needs to be much bigger.
Yeah, that was in our notes.
I still like it on the
I still like a
Pocket.
pocket on the front. I don't like wearing a full
because it's
screen print because it's stiff
round too.
and it. Yeah, I just don't like big graphics on the
And I'm
front.
fine. I mean, I think our shirts are fine.
Okay.
Now, if you would like to get a soft one, then that's fine.
Well, in terms of the material, Derek, are you just saying for us or for like
The shirts in
giveaways.
general.
like all of them?
Yeah, so I don't know if you can pull this up real quick. Type in Freedom 5K Coastal Race Productions. So the running group that I do 5Ks with down at the coast, they use the Gildan Soft,
Oh, okay.
and that full front does not like stick or
It doesn't
do
have that
anything.
stiff.
Yeah, it doesn't have any stiffness to it. And the shirt, I'm telling you, like, it's like my most comfortable t-shirt. Like, I wear it 3 days a week.
What's it called?
Yeah, some of the
Honestly.
Gildan.
It's from
ones.
Gildan. It's just their soft.
Yeah,
ones.
it's just a soft
So I won't be
version.
melting in that one this
No,
year.
it's super
It won't
light.
be. Yeah, no, it won't
It
be
was
quite as
bad.
dense as the.
And
It's all about
That-
you, Austin.
that still has-
Like,
some of their races, they do, the logos on the back, the wording, the sponsors. That one doesn't, I don't think has a back to it.
okay, but do we want to do that for the 5K or do we want to do that for our shirt?
I think for both. I mean, those, honestly, I hate those
It
shirts.
depends on what the price
Okay.
difference is for every. Like, I mean, for 5K, if there's a significant price difference,
Well,
then
is the 5K company going to take care of the 5K shirts? Didn't they last year?
We have to bid out the 5K companies and yes, the goal would be that they would do the t-shirts
Okay.
for us. And hopefully we can have them do both so that we can get the price
Nice.
right.
Okay.
But yeah, if we're in control of our own shirts, then we should make our shirts nice.
Well, we also give out shirts, and
Yeah.
I think we had way too
Way
many
too-
Well,
extras.
but if we have staff ones, do we give out staff ones?
No, but no, they don't say staff on it. Like, we had council, then they had staff, and then we just had
So-
generic t-shirts.
Right.
So do we need to kind of lay that out in a tier of like 5K shirts, like one per registrant? Like
We did that
staff
last year. We had a whole
shirts,
spreadsheet.
20, like are we gonna
Well, like, sponsors get
are
t-shirts.
we gonna buy shirts again and just give them out? Like maybe those are cheaper version.
Yeah, we did that last year in terms of like gridding out how many for what color and what purpose.
I just remember how many we had left over.
We had
a
lot.
And, like, do we really take that
We
expenditure
bought like
on?
400 something t-shirts. I don't know that we need to.
Can you do on the action list to review the t-shirt order from last year?
Maybe we just get up 100 and sell them at the park or something for $5 a piece, just to
I think we should sell them.
offset some costs.
Okay,
My
we'll review
finance,
that.
I'm
my
not on the
finance
t-shirt
cap
committee,
says,
though.
who's gonna
gonna
set
buy a
payment?
Who
How
is
are
the
we doing
t-shirt?
that? Who's
What
gonna
does that
sell it?
fall under?
It's this,
5K.
this,
Us?
like
That's
this
us.
group, yeah.
Wait, we're not the 5K, are we?
No.
We're just
Shit,
t-shirts.
I am. Oh, God. Oh, no, I'm not.
You're
I'm at the
not.
park. Okay.
That's fairly easy though, we should be able to do that.
Alright, Marvin Eford Park AM group. Animal exhibits.
Ooh, me and Kim are together.
Okay, I need to reach out to the Raptor Center.
Nope.
What do you mean no? They're just gonna do a talk. They're not gonna have
Yeah.
animals.
So I was gonna ask you about that. Would we wanna do a show for them on Friday night? As like a third Friday night option? I know that didn't they say that they didn't wanna come back in the way that they came back? But like,
They're not allowed to bring animals out now.
oh, okay.
They can't bring animals, period.
Okay.
What happened?
So we're just doing a non-live exhibit that can stay up all day.
Yeah, it's just they've had staffing changes and they're just not
Mm.
taking the animals out of the property premises anymore.
Okay.
Raptor Center, I think they would be good. Derek, I didn't answer your question. I mean, I think because I don't think that they're going to have animals, so yeah.
That's Friday night can just be set up then.
Yeah. Okay, Raptor Center. I need to find a snake guy.
I will not be where
We
he
have
is.
one.
Do we have one? I mean, I know Bob had one.
Yeah, Marsh brought him to the park. I was there. I had pictures, so we can get in contact with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning you are, or you meaning you want me to do something with that?
If
The
you'll
working group.
Just
the
ask
one-
Bob. No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff should go to the working group
Yeah,
Yeah.
to sort
Figure
out. So we just need to figure out when those are meeting
Right. Yeah, that was going to be my next
and
question.
delegate a lot
Okay.
of this stuff.
All right, so we're good with animals. We're good with the garden tour and workshop.
That we will figure out, I guess, as we go.
Okay, but we're still good with having it.
yes.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
think garden tour and the
Nature
open
tour.
house here at night on Friday. That's what those are. Or we do. Oh, you're talking about garden tours and workshops
At the park.
At the park.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Christina. Yes.
Yep, and then disc golf, that was a big hit. Food trucks. We're gonna have food trucks basically all day at the park.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kid fun zone, pets, DJ, what's the kid fun zone versus the bounce house?
Face painting, games,
Jewelry making.
no.
Balloon-
Maybe like a
balloon
balloon
animals.
guy, we'll see.
Whatever the working group wants it to be.
Whatever the working group wants to do.
Okay. Art Expo. Is that where we want it, at the park?
Well, if everything else is moved to the park, then that's the place to be. I mean, the original thought process about trying to decide should it be at the car show or should it be at the park was that all of the park stuff was going to be kid-oriented, and the car show was going to have probably more adults. And so if you're an artist and you're trying to sell, unless you sell stuff that's kind of geared for a more juvenile market, you'd probably prefer to be at the car show, except that it's bloody hot. Now that we're not talking about anything happening over at the school, and everything
except for
is on the park.
sponsors, so we could still do it there.
I don't know. There's a lot. I worry about the space, but.
So if we're going to
Firethorn
cram
would let
everything into the
artists
park,
Have an expo there. Would Firethorn let them?
Good ask.
I mean, if I'm an artist, I want to be at Firethorn.
yeah, that actually would be the
to
best
Firethorn.
place to be. But Firethorn's sort of got kind of its own little thing.
I'm curious. She can ask.
Yeah.
Would that be good? If
That
they
would be
say
great.
Yes?
An artist is going to want to be in a high traffic place
Mm-hmm.
with adults. I mean, kids will come
Preferably
up.
with adults with
Some
money.
money.
to spend.
Now, I have made a lot of, like, I often do tables at my kids' school. And the kids come up, but I bring small things, right? And the kids come up and they hound their mom for, the 20 or $30. And so you make some sales there. But if we're going to charge any kind of booth fee, artists want to go and make sales.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna, okay, so I'll ask about Firethorn. Now let me ask this question, because I know we had the, I can't remember who did it, who did the throwing of the clay? Why can't I think of her
Cat
name?
Jackson.
Cat. I know that caused a lot of
Too
cleanup
dirty.
work at the park. Do we wanna let her do that somewhere
At her house.
on Friday night?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with that answer. That's fine, okay, cool.
I mean, we can have other artists do other exhibits, but I wouldn't have them throwing clay
Right.
anywhere where it's using a bathroom that we're responsible for.
Perfect, okay. All right, PM group, entertainment, pre-concert fun zone, concert, fireworks, Cedar Hill Farm riding showcase, pony rides. Okay, we missing anything?
No.
Okay. Now, when should we start meeting with our working group?
ASAP.
Agreed. Okay, are we having any events here at Village Hall on Saturday? No.
No, because I think we need all hands on deck, the other way.
Okay, fine with that.
Especially if we're doing a tour stuff on Friday night.
I'm fine with that answer, I'm just asking. Who is going to start coordinating these working group meeting times?
So you had asked me to do that, kind of set that up, and I have not done that. I apologize.
So the staff person, yeah, so what we can do is the staff person that's in charge of their group, like Derek or
Derek.
Jill for
For the
that one.
elementary, Austin for the park.
Austin for the Eford Park AM, and then
You.
me for the DM.
Or you
Do
have
we want
Jamie.
to say that it's expected that you have one contact in between each subcommittee
Yeah,
meeting?
yeah, that's a good expectation. And it could like mean.
One meeting in
like,
between
The
each.
subcommittee or
You
the
may
working
not-
group needs to meet once before the next
It can
hour.
be virtual.
Our
It
group.
can be a
may
virtual
not,
meeting.
yeah, it may not be like all 5 of you getting together, but you at least have some form of contact. You
Via
know.
communication.
Yeah, you send out a
email.
mass email and get some feedback, and then you have something to report back at the next
Yeah.
subcommittee
So
meeting.
you're gonna be our report backer.
Ooh. The back reporter.
But we're gonna need to make sure that we get any updates for this meeting a week in advance, right? So we can put it in this packet.
Oh my goodness.
Lord
I'm
have
feeling
mercy.
anxiety.
I feel like
Anyway.
Christina's type of deadlines here.
Relax.
We could just vaguely say updates from working groups
Oh,
and just,
perfect.
and that way it relieves some of the pressure.
Yeah, because we may not, yeah.
I know, like,
Oh my
thank you.
God, relax, everybody.
And it would
Queen,
be
my
a
queen.
verbal unless there's something physically needed.
Perfect. Love it.
Did you catch that?
Okay. All right, this is our flyer.
If you wanted to go into any more specific detail about like
Who needs help?
like these are the individual tasks, we don't have to go through this.
No, because I think we need to meet with our subgroup first. Our working group. Oh, subgroup was fine. Subgroup was okay.
Subgroup to the subcommittee.
Do we
Can
have
I work
our,
on this and just present one at the next meeting?
yeah,
Is that good for everybody? Great.
Yep.
Done.
do we have our,
Action item.
actually, do we have our sponsorship form?
You're looking at it. So I've got an electronic version. That was my action item from last
Yes, it
time.
was.
So they do, I got a fixed tentative date now that it's been voted on, but I basically just created a Google form. It's got all of the levels and each of the corresponding benefits listed there. So they can read basically everything that's on the sponsorship form right now. And then it has these required boxes where if they decide to sponsor, they fill all of this out, everything that they would have filled out on the form, but now it will come into us electronically.
You're good,
So much easier. And then they will actually be able to tell us how they want to pay. So when I send these to Jamie, she will be able to make herself action items like, okay, help this person pay with credit card, give this person our routing information, or keep an eye out for this person's check.
Okay, and how do I send that to people?
I will send you the link if you all approve of this.
I'm good with it.
And then they have to sign off that they understand that their payment and logo are due by February 1st.
The memory tree, was that only for the platinums?
I think it was for gold too.
Platinum was a
Platinums.
tree, 5,000 was a
Gold
plant
was
or
a plant.
bush, whatever.
And have we started working on that for this past year?
We have
Can we put
started,
those in the
but
landscape
not
plan?
made.
Sure.
I'm
I know, there's
Do they have to go to the park?
I've started conversations with the sign person about the engraved
They're
placards.
supposed to be at the park.
Do
you need them at the park?
I don't really want any more plants.
Okay, so.
Anywhere.
Okay. Anywhere?
Oh, okay, not at the park.
Okay, so let's just say memory plant,
Because we could, I could maybe.
we could use them here.
Yeah, I mean, if
Put 'em at the park.
something
That's
that
not
I'm
park.
throwing in the
So-
plan, we could assign to
So Jill,
somebody.
just take out in Marvin Eford Park for both,
It could be
and then we
Village
can,
Hall.
and then it could
We'll
be
just
Village
leave
Hall, it could be at the
Or we could
Pocket
just not
Park.
specify.
Yeah, we definitely need plants at the
Something
pocket
like
park.
that.
So.
I mean, maybe let the gardener experts on PRG determine where they could best be served. I don't want to say they can't go at the park, but I was originally bringing up as to like, do we even have to have that as an option? It's just like more work for us on the back end of picking out the tree, where does it go, planting it, you know, like.
I've
Some of us on
offered.
PRG can pick out the plant and figure out where to put it. And
I'm
I
offered
think you
simple.
pick out, I think you have a plant or a tree.
That's already
already in a plan,
pre-designated.
and then they just get the placard in front of it.
Yeah.
Just dedicate it.
Because we are, coming up with some landscape plans.
Here,
and
let's
we've got the
change
pocket
this
park.
word from planted to dedicated.
There you go.
Yes.
Problem solved.
Excellent. Well done.
All right, so I've created a tiny link so that you don't have to send this docs.google. Whatever. I think the tiny link is like MD23 sponsor. So I will send that to you guys.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
But I remember there.
Can you capitalize under silver level? Can you capitalize banner and social media under silver?
Yeah. So, Kim, I do remember you asking specifically who or what person was going to reach out to our $5,000 sponsors from last year
Yeah.
to see if they want to re-up. Are we ready to
Yeah.
do that? And do you want that to be Jamie or the people that acquired them last
I
year?
want it to be whoever's gonna be the nicest person to get them to do it again.
Well, that's me, but
Okay,
I
perfect.
don't.
Thanks, Jill.
No, I'm kidding. I will call Jones home because she is my girl and we're gonna run the 5K together. Shh, don't tell anyone. But I'll reach out to her, but I'll see.
Who else for
about
other
you
5K?
too.
Jamie,
Well,
Bridget,
holistic nutrition
Bridget.
and.
Jamie will reach out to Bridget. Who else? Do we just have two?
No.
New York Life.
New York Life.
So have Joe reach out to them.
That was Joe.
I think it was Joe.
My phone's been ringing all day.
What does that mean?
I just hear it. It like gives me anxiety just hearing it go off all day long.
I'm right there with
when I
you.
get home, when I get back to it.
So Joe to New York.
Yeah.
I'll call Jones.
Jamie to Bridget. And then if you got a spot, basically the directive is if you got a sponsor last year,
Follow up with them again.
call them again and start now. Here's the
I'll
link.
communicate
Give
Jamie
us the
can
link.
write up an email, I'll give her the tiny link and she can communicate that, right? She's gonna own this process?
Just for the sponsors, yes.
Yeah.
What do you
okay.
mean? What do you mean? What part of that is she owning?
Jamie Bass?
Yeah.
All of it.
All the sponsorships in terms of making sure you guys talk who you're supposed to, getting the money, recording
Getting
it.
spreadsheet,
getting
getting
the
logos,
logos.
getting payment,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Cool.
Updating us on how it's.
But
done.
I'll also let Joe and Jamie know they need to reach out. But we should follow up with a formal email that says, hey, you were sponsored last year, this is your first right of refusal.
But we should be doing that anyway with any sponsor last year. Hey, thank you so much. We're so excited. We'd love for you to be a sponsor again. Here's the link. Please reach out to,
Okay.
and then drop in my name if I got the sponsor.
What?
But something official should come from the village thanking everybody again.
Okay.
This action item, you get me to
You'll have
ask
to talk
for.
about that.
And then but then it's our responsibility to follow up.
Yeah.
But we should absolutely have something coming out official.
I already have email lists for all of them because I was the one emailing them
Yeah.
all about their boot space and t-shirts. So.
Boot space? They got spaces in their boots?
Yes. Okay, the last thing you guys, we talked about was, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to remote in for that.
Trackless train? Who's doing a trackless train?
That's for the working group. Just don't worry about that right now.
There's not room for it. Don't worry.
What? Hello. Crushing all my dreams.
It's all fun and games till the trackless train hits somebody. That's speaking of experience.
It's already shot
Really?
down, don't
Yes.
worry.
Okay, thanks, Derek. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So, no,
Trying to
that's the
save
wrong.
you trouble.
All right, so I was asked to just come up with like a sort of release / flyer for our 5K logo t-shirt design contest.
Oh, yeah.
So this is it. This just kind of is exactly what Union County Heritage did.
Change the date, December 6th.
Yeah.
December 5th is the deadline.
What?
Remember we
December
said
5th is
December
not
5th.
December 5th
Oh,
is
yeah,
now the
yeah,
deadline
yeah.
for the.
I have a note. I have an action item here. For goodness sakes, don't distract me. But basically, what I want to put on the bottom is a
Clarify.
photo. It says the design shown is from our 2021 T-shirts. I'll just put the little logo under, or a picture of the T-shirt. So we
Wouldn't
can
that
see
have been
what we
our
use.
2022 Marvin Day
Yes,
t-shirt?
thank you. I copied their. I don't even know what year it is right now. So anyway, just, I don't know what y'all think about the prizes, like Union County Heritage, they gave out cash, most people do, I don't really want to, so I
I
just
would
said,
not-
we'll give a certificate, you get free shirts, and we'll put your name on the website.
I wouldn't say what the prizes are.
Well, but everybody does, usually, you gotta like be motivated, like what do I get if I'm the winner, you know?
Bragging rights, first of all, so shut up.
Well, but
To-
bragging rights to who, you know? So
To
this is
every,
here.
look at my t-shirt!
We're bragging for them, basically.
Will they be able to sign the logo and like us have their name on all the t-shirts?
Oh, that'd be cool.
So I took that out, but that Union County Heritage does put the artist's name on
That'd
the
be cool.
I
t-shirt.
think that's cool.
I wasn't sure
I
what
think
y'all
they're
would think
like,
about
yeah,
that.
their initials or.
Yeah.
Like a signature, like across this, like,
Or
you
we
know, like,
get 'em-
like an
we
artist
get 'em
does.
a
Like an
frame.
artist does,
An
right,
artist
Tim?
does.
So the only thing I
a
took
framed
out,
artist proof of it.
so right now
That's
it says
cool.
it says artist name and special recognition on the Marvin Day website and social media accounts. It said artist name on the
What's a
t-shirt.
certificate gonna do? I mean, that's what,
Well, I don't
that's,
know, but if
You-
you're a
use
kid, if you're a
Derek's idea.
teenager, you get a little.
You stare at
Hey, I tell you what, here's one. You're talking about framing it. It gets hung in Village Hall for a while.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Until the next
we'll frame
one.
their submission. We can mat it up real nice, put it in a cute little frame from,
Do you know
Hobby
how expensive
Lobby,
that is to do?
and put it on display.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one up for them too.
And then they can say they have their art and hang it in
I like
the
that.
Village Hall.
My buddy
See, this
does
is why we
custom
need an
framing.
artist on the team.
Perfect.
Artist name on the t-shirt and special recognition on the Marvin Day website
Mm-hmm.
and social media accounts. And this is 2022. Thank you.
What'd you call it? A frame? A frame? You called it something.
An artist proof,
Just framed.
a right word.
Well, an artist proof would be for like I mean, we would just take the artwork that they submit. We could make a reproduction of it that's frameable if the submission itself is not of.
Framed.
I mean, do we for
Framed art
submissions? Do you have a? Yeah, that the art submit the winning submission will be framed and put on display at Village Hall.
That's
I
proof
like
out.
more than
Fancy word
entertaining
for it.
Austin.
I'll massage that.
Yeah, I don't have
I'm
a
on
fancy
2
word off the top
hours,
of my head for
Kim.
that, but
Too short.
because how are they submitting them? Do you have parameters for what like?
Yes, so
Size,
that's kind of what
paper.
we need to discuss. It's probably going to be electronic, I'm guessing.
If
Okay.
you want it resizable, you have to have a vector.
Vector,
Yeah,
vector,
he's right.
vector, 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 vector.
Yeah, but teenagers don't
They're not
have.
gonna
It's
have
hard
vector
enough for me to
files.
convert things to vectors.
Do we
But if
have
they
someone that
s-
could do that? Like,
If they submit it through the art teacher, like, could we?
Most people have no idea how to. It's
Yeah.
difficult to create a.
If you
It can be very difficult to create a
if you-
vector. You've got to like bitmap and blah blah blah.
I don't really need vector as long as I've got a high resolution.
It just has to be a
PDF
high resolution
or-
scan. So you're gonna
Just
want
big.
minimum. You're gonna want a 300 DPI scan.
Yes.
And probably, I mean, if you're talking about kids, it's going to be an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper
Right.
that they draw it on.
Yeah.
And if they do a 300 DPI scan of that, you could probably blow it up to a poster size. So if
Yeah,
shrinking it down as a logo should be no problem.
You're gonna need some parameters on here about how to submit it.
Yeah,
It can't
that's
be-
what I want to talk about. I don't know.
It
who-
can't be like, hey, there's my submittal.
So it's definitely going to be electronic, and it can come to
They could do a
one of us on the working group.
So could you just get the verbiage from the t-shirt printer? I mean, just pick one and say, hey, what would be required? Because they're gonna know what's needed to
There's
scale
my
it down.
submittal.
You know what I'm saying?
It says it has to have an owl, you fail. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to tell them.
I can't wait to see
I can
those
just put
out.
at the bottom, submissions need to be emailed to or submitted electronically to. We just have to decide who that is. And they can
Mhm.
come to me or someone else who's on the 5K.
set up a special
AM.
email box.
And then I'll also tell them like it has to be a 300 DPI high resolution scan. That's beautiful. Is this yours? I love this. We have
Winner,
one
winner,
submission
chicken
already.
dinner.
She totally didn't just trace the owl through the sheet of paper.
No,
Yes.
we did.
Let's frame it and put it
And display it
right.
with her name. All right.
Winner.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
it's
sure you're excluded from contests as council.
right.
Oh, I like the signature. Fancy.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
whatever the t-shirt people
That's a good
require,
idea.
but my
Ask the
assumption is
t-shirt
that it's
people.
going to be a 300 DPI resolution scan,
Yeah.
submitted as a JPEG or whatever format they prefer,
Vector, vector.
and then they can deal with it from there. They can vectorize it.
Yeah.
because that's what they do.
Is that a word?
It is a word.
I mean, half of our sponsors didn't give us vector logos, and we were able to
Yeah.
make
Did you
do.
know that vectorize was a word? You can vectorize something.
No, I did not know that. I learn something every day.
All right, so we can get this
Does Derek
out
think we're done?
No, I think he would do that.
whenever I make these changes.
Yep. I'd say get it out.
Now, how we get it out is
Up to Austin.
I can submit it to the chamber, they will post it. I can submit it to town planner, they will post it. I can spread it around, we can put it in the newsletter, we can ask the schools potentially.
I can send it to the Marvin Elementary PTO and the middle school PTSO.
Perfect.
Just get it to me and I'll give it to them.
Great, and then, did you say Marvin Elementary School as well? Okay. I mean, I think that's fine.
I only have
And
ends with the
we'll do
Marvin
social
Elementary
media, we'll
School
do the
one.
newsletter.
Yeah, that's
We'll
fine.
get it out there. Sound good?
Submit everything to me before my newsletter goes out.
When does your newsletter go out?
Every other Friday. So whenever I set the schedule for the month, we'll have to get together on that.
Just give me the list of Fridays, so I know. 'Cause
I mean,
when
I
you say
don't-
every other, I don't
Is
know
it
if
going out
or
this
next
Friday?
Yes.
Oh, so this Friday.
So
okay.
she can give it to you today and it can be in this newsletter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go, Jill.
Thank you.
I mean, Jesus Christ, it's test.
It's the first and third. It's the
not
first
you,
and third. It's the
him,
first and
it's
third.
him. It's every other Friday. It's like, well.
It's first and
next
third.
day?
First
Oh,
and
first
third.
and third, okay, that's
Mhm.
helpful.
Jesus.
So
Lord
first and
almighty.
third Friday, okay.
I'm working off like 2 hours of sleep.
Oh, quit whining about it.
I feel you, man. I got 4. and it's
Jeez.
Yeah, my
not-
mind would not
it's
shut off
Okay,
last
if
night.
we're finished here,
Are we finished?
should I
Motion.
make a motion?
No. We've got to review action items. Sorry.
We
No,
have
no.
more?
Wasn't that what we just did?
Jill,
What
check.
else do we have?
Jill, check with Sandy Ridge. Check, Christina, check to see if
Check with
fireworks
Sandy Ridge.
location can
What
be
was
moved.
that?
Check to see if Sandy Ridge is available to rent.
Okay, thank you.
Jill reviewed T-shirt order from last year. Kim, check with Firethorn on Artist Expo. Jill, work on the flyer. That's what I got.
No, there were more.
Each staff person needs to get with their working group and set up a meeting. Is that on your list? No.
I do get working group.
Jill
updates,
and
but okay.
Christina to work up the email for past sponsors.
Yep.
Wait, say that again. I'm not going to remember this.
Jill and Christina to write an email to our last year's
Isn't
sponsors.
that why we tape it so you can go back and listen to it?
Sponsors, working groups. Okay.
Joe, Jill, and Jamie Line to reach out to our 5K sponsors from last year.
You're gonna send out the sponsor form.
Somebody needs to update this work group,
No,
the changes we just made.
I don't know who does that.
Christina made the form.
You're gonna send out the
Send the link.
sponsor.
To Jamie.
So Jill, you're sending out the sponsor form.
Or you're not gonna send it to everybody?
I'm gonna send it to her, and she's gonna be the person who
Okay,
sends it out.
disseminate, okay.
Send
Yeah,
me a
'cause-
sponsorship link.
Get that out as, like, after I send that out as soon as possible. Only because I'm talking to people now and I'm just trying to get them.
I'll get Austin the newsletter.
Yeah.
I'll get Austin this for his newsletter,
What was it going in the newsletter again?
And me.
and you for the PTO.
Is that this flyer? For
Yes.
them? Okay. Flyer for newsletter.
You had something, didn't you? No?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Once we get to
Okay,
the
she
group,
said everybody
there'll
has
be
to-
art stuff, but
Reach out to their working group and schedule their meeting. You have that?
Mm-hmm.
Staff people have to do that.
All right, and I guess this is probably separate, but we should put it down. We need to meet with the Marvin Ridge High School band lady.
Yeah.
Who is meeting with them?
I vaguely thought I
Probably it's
heard
gonna
me
be
and Christina,
Christina.
but I wasn't sure.
Do we don't know what time their event is Saturday.
No. So that'll be a next
Would
week
Joe-
thing.
Probably.
Joe might.
Okay. And Kim was gonna ask Firethorn if the
Yeah.
artist could be.
I already got that
You
one.
got that one, okay, perfect.
yeah, once we have more information on that, I
Sweet.
imagine I'll end up with a bunch of action items.
If-
but
Yeah.
Am I doing a running action item list for the like we do with the other boards, or are we
Yes,
using
please.
this? that Christina?
No, do that, do the running like we have right now.
Okay.
And that's easy, cut paper, like that's.
Okay,
Yeah.
moving on.
Okay.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn.
Hold on.
Okay, we're up to D, adjournment. Would somebody like to make a, okay, all's in favor?
Aye.
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 At
17.
12:17.
Second.
No seconds.
No seconds, Derek.
Okay, we ran a
What if
little
I'm
bit
still
over.
hungry?
It's all good.
Let me go see how many messages I have sitting on the phone for me right now. Cringe.
Oh, you love a good message.